producers, it's Özgün here. In this video, again, we are gonna make a feedback stream and I'm gonna listen your demos that you sent me through Discord. And if you don't join the Discord, we are updating so many stuff. We are making the server a little bit more complicated. And also, if you want me to listen your track in the next feedback section, just make sure to send your track when I open the submissions on the Discord. And that much talk is enough. I'm gonna listen some of your music now. Okay, let's start with the first track.
And always thinking about the love and all the things we had. We were up, we were down, but we're never giving up. A killer's on the way, you find me. I will do the same, but you trust me. That you love me is a power. Stay here 24 hours, baby. Think about me. And I give you everything you wanted. I'm still in love.
I think vocal and the ARP just a little bit fighting with each other in terms of rhythm. It's like vocal got kinda its own vibe, its own rhythm, its own pattern, and it's a little bit not fitting just in this area.
And I give you everything you wanted. I'm still in love.
Yes, in this section.
With all your perfect bad and I can still love. With all your goods and bads and I can still love. Perfect body, I'm still in love. I'm still in love. I'm still.
Okay, I think I don't like your kick. It can be something else. I think it's too boomy and like not giving enough space for the bass, I think. And also the main ARP, the main lead, the synth that plays the main melody can be slightly bigger. You can make it more interesting, you can make it more wide. And now it's kind of basic. I would add tons of delay and reverb automations to make it interesting. But it's amazing vibe, I like this.
And always thinking about the love and all the things we had is a power. Now I'll give it out, make it fine.
So the second part, it's really empty now. Just make sure to put lots like pads, background stuff. Right now there's only vocal and the background stuff not feeling enough. It stays empty for too long.
I will do the same, but you trust me. That you love me is a power. Stay here 24 hours, baby. Think about me. And I give you everything you wanted.
We could have some drums in here.
I'm still
Yes man, the vibe is good. The track is sound a little bit of empty, especially in the second part, if you just feel that part. And work a little bit more on the drop sounds, such as kicks, such as leads. It's gonna be a really fire track. Congratulations. And don't forget to check the first break. And yeah, in that section, I think like there are a little bit of messiness in terms of rhythm with the vocal. Okay, here is the next track. Let's listen this festival remix. You know, you don't need to put the pads to the intro. I think it doesn't necessary. It's just covering too much space in this case. In here, it's playing the same melody over and over, but there are not enough background stuff. It's just too empty, you know. The plug is not interesting. It should have more reverb. It should have several more ear candies, such as filter automations, such as reverb and delay automations. It's not that much interesting, if you know what I mean. The drop is not bad. I think the melody can be more rememberable. When I paused the track, I don't remember what was the melody. So the main goal should be to make a melody that is so catchy and so rememberable. At the same time, it shouldn't be that much overused. Yes, you know, this kind of big room, people almost do all the variations. That's why it's really hard to get a fresh and unique track. But yeah, you have the arrangements. Now it's just a little bit too basic. Like I will work on the details and I will work on the drop to make them a bit more rememberable. Okay, the next track is from Golden Spirits. Let's listen what he got to us. Yeah, the melody is kind of catchy and I like the vibrato stuff that you made. Ba, ba, ba. That kind of stuff. It really sounds good. But I think in the second part you need some extra variations. Maybe you change the rhythm. If I were you, I would go some trap or some different bass line. It always adds something new. Or maybe you can just switch the lead, you know, get something interesting. Because in the first two repeats, we understand what's going on. And in the second part of the drop, my ears just want to hear something new, I think. It's weird because this vocal is Turkish. It's a folk, really old Turkish folk track. Annesinin bir tanesini yüksek yüksek tepelere koy. Annesinin bir tanesini yüksek yüksek tepelere koy. You know, maybe you can give the triplets just a little bit earlier, so we can get the triplet vibe before the second drop. Now it's just a little bit too sudden. Make the plugs in the second part a little bit more big. Now they are, compared to the leads, they're a little bit of weak. So my impressions, if you want to make this track just a little bit bigger, try to change the sounds. Try to find the sounds that are less used. But overall, I like the track. The production quality is good. Congratulations, man. Let's go to the next track. Okay. You know, the layering of the bass, I think one of the layers are, maybe you can check the bass layering and make sure there are no resample, you know, when you pitch the bass. It's sometimes I hear that quality is just losing when you switch the notes. But I'm sorry about the drill noises. There's a construction in my apartment, so I'm living like this for 10 days. I'm sure you can hear it on the video, but yes, sorry about that. There's nothing that I can do. Okay, so the thing is, when you pitch the samples, especially in the bass, maybe you can try E3 mono, because I think in the bass it's the best accurate like pitching algorithm that FL Studio has, if you are using FL Studio. Yes, there is definitely something wrong with the bassline. When you are changing notes, the algorithm of the pitching algorithm in several layers are just not fitting well. So I will try E3 mono, if not Stretch Pro, and try to make sure all of them sounds glued and good. I think now they create some artifact in some notes, and it's like conflicting in terms of note. It's conflicting with the leads and stuff. But yeah, but the first part of the drop, it's a little bit of too repetitive. I will add some variations to it. Even you can use some filters on the ending of the phrases in the leads. You can make cutoff, you can make vocoder, some stuff. Yeah, right now it's a little bit of too repetitive to me. Now the problem is, again, it's too repetitive. Like, you need to work on the details. You need to make a unique synth feel, like interesting transitions. Right now you have the idea about the transitions, but the details, it's not just, you didn't work on them, you know? You gotta make sure you are sparing enough time to details, especially in the transitions and fills, yeah. Because right now it's just a repetitive sentence, but if you make the transitions interesting, it's gonna make me just wonder what comes next. Right now I just listen and I say, okay, good, but you know, I don't wonder what is gonna be. Again, it's a little bit of too repetitive, but yeah, it's a decent track, but you gotta work on the detail. But yeah, you are going to the right direction. Just keep finishing tracks. All of the tracks I listened so far, everyone is doing really good job. You know, just take my humble feedbacks and try to improve yourself. And the best stuff that you can improve yourself is to practice. Just do it as a job, and then every track of yours is gonna be better than the previous one. I promise you, it's gonna be like that. Okay, let's go to the next track. Thinking About You. I think you don't need sidechain on your leads in the build-up. It's kind of like killing the energy of it. Just give it as it is. I think it can work. This part is a little bit of crowded. I mean, there are some problem in the mixdown. Like, I think several frequencies are fighting with each other, not sure which one. And also, I'm not sure, maybe the bass line is not floating enough. Yes, I think we gotta figure it out. The bass line, the sub, I'm not sure if it's like covering all the low region. I think you can have some big room kind of sub, and you can make the tone bass line top of it. It should work. Right now, I think there's some problem in the sub, but I'm not sure about this. Yeah, I'm not sure because of the drill.
Myself thinking about you. You're out there and I'm alone in this room. When I'm scared, I find myself thinking about you. You're out there and I'm alone in this room. I wonder what you always thinking about you. I wonder what you're doing now, and if you think about me too. 'Cause I'm always thinking about you.
You definitely need some steps like bam, 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 something like that. It can make a really good tension in this part. Okay, man, I think the track is almost amazing, but the drop, second part of the drop is a little bit of crowded. I think there's some problem in the bass line. I'm not sure if you have, but I can it float better. I don't know why, but maybe your sub is, or the rhythm itself, you know, it's just holding me from the vibing to the drop. And yeah, if you have further feedbacks, you can just text me a DM. We can talk about it when I get some free time. Don't hesitate to write me. Yeah, we can figure it out maybe. Okay, good track, man. Really good track. Let's go to the next one. There are some off keys between bass and the other instruments. Right now, the instruments, the piano, the pluck, the drums are just fighting with each other. I will first fix the off key, figured out which one is not playing the correct key. Got so much desire, so I am never letting go. And make the piano more soft. And the problem is maybe you have less sidechain, maybe you need to work on sidechain. You gotta cut the lobes of the other instruments so they are not fighting with kick and bass in the low region. Yeah, mostly you got mixing problems. And the bass is not playing the same notes with the piano chords. That's why they are conflicting with each other. I think like you gotta make a session to figure out which is wrong and make sure the elements are not fighting with each other. And you have the track already finished. I think it's a good track. Yeah, you gotta solve the mixing problems. Okay, let's go to the next track. I'm not sure if it's a problem, but you know, if I were you, I wouldn't make my drop on almost in the 3 minutes, you know? You need to have a drop very fast. If it's like this, people are gonna just lose the interest on the track. So you have something like a drop in here, but to like have the bigger impact, it's gotta be mixed bigger. Your kick should be bigger, your vocals should be bigger. Now, in terms of like, if you look at the waveform, it's not as big as a drop. The closest thing we can call a drop is starting in 240. It's just too. You know, mix-wise, it can be better. You can have more polished sounds, a bigger kick, bigger synths. Like, in terms of mixing, it can be, like, more polished, you know? But overall, it's a good track. Just the problem is the arrangement, you know? If I were you, I will try to copy some arrangement from other track, because it's a really nice track. But you gotta arrange it better. The biggest part of the track should come, the first drop should come a little bit of earlier. Maybe you can have some snares in the last build-up. If you want, you can send me the updated version so we can check it out. But it's a good production, just work more on the mixing, and I think this track is gonna be banger. We are going to the next track.
hands up in the air.
Okay, it started good, but I think the drop melody is not rememberable. I will work on the drop melody. Even like you can work more on the MIDI to make it more rememberable. In the same time, you divide the leads to divide the melody to different leads, so you can make a call and response. If you have two different leads, just make the melody more rememberable. I think it's good, but right now it's just bum 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 bum, bum, something like that, but it's not interesting in terms of synth selection. I mean, the synth might be good, but I will prefer to hear two different synths because it's nothing special, you know. It's too basic for a long drop. You can use two different synths and tweak the MIDI. Yeah.
I don't care, you don't care, we throw our hands up in the air. I don't care, you don't care, we don't care. I don't care, you don't care, we throw our hands up in the air. I don't care, you don't care, we throw our hands up in the air.
I think this part can be produced better. Right now you have some chords, some melody, and a bass just holding it. Maybe you make the bass a new bass, more clicky bass, so it can follow the same pattern with the leads instead of just holding a note. I don't know, it can add a little bit of more energy to the break. Also, your synths, like the climax synths in this section, should be picked better. I think the layering not perfect yet.
I don't care. Up in the air.
Yeah, the same stuff. I'm glad you have two different melodies for second drop. Just work on the melody and also layerings, and also you can have a new synth for the drop. It can make a call and response stuff. It can be solve the problems, but yeah, this is a good track. Congrats, man. Let's go to the next track. I think the vocal, everybody in the place vocal, it's too pushed back. If I don't know the sample itself, I wouldn't understand what it is.
Take your fucking ass now.
The drop bass, it's make some different vibe, like some wrong note in here. Yeah, you don't need to, I think, change the bass notes at first. Maybe you just hold the same notes, just a regular big room. And the previous track got the same feedbacks with you. The drop lead itself is not interesting and the melody is not rememberable. This is the most crucial stuff, you know. After listening it, I don't remember it. It's really important to make a rememberable melody. Like, make a melody that people can hum, people can sing. That's the key, I think. Yeah, it's now too melodic and I cannot follow it, you know. Yeah, there's a small line between being too repetitive and being too random. Yeah, this one sounds too random to me. I think the background chords sometimes conflicting with the lead. Just make sure they are playing the same key, same tone. Try to add some variations to the second drop. Maybe the first drop can be more straight and the second drop can be more melodic like this. But try to make the melody more rememberable. This is the first crucial thing if you are making this kind of tracks. So you need a perfect, rememberable, unique melody, or you need the perfect sound design and mixing. Otherwise, the tracks are already overdone. This kind of big room tracks, just there are thousands of the similar variations. You know, if you are making this music, you gotta be so good on melodies or sound design. And yeah, good track, man. Just keep working on it. Okay, let's go to the next track. I like how you mix, you know, it's really big. It sounds decent. The melody, it's not the best melody, but it's decent enough with a good mixing. Yeah, that's good. And nice you use the future wave lead for the synth fill. It's a good thing to do. And you know, I don't like the second part lead. It's too soft. I think you can layer it with some other stuff to make it more crisp, more fat. Vocals are too pushed to the back. Maybe you can just bring them front a little bit. Nice. Like the break climax is better than I expected because of the lead selection. It sounds fresh and unique. Good job. I'm not sure if the leads are just a little bit overtaking the place. It's like maybe too much. You can just lower the volume, but I'm not sure. Just test it out, and maybe this is the best way to do it. But I think the second drop is lead are just like masking the background stuff, I think. And I like how you start the second drop. It's a really good and unique track. If you solve these several little mixing problems, I think the track is really dope. You got future wave break, you got a different synth feel, and you got a really cool second drop. And I think this is what we need, you know? I would play it on my set. So congratulations, good job. So let's go to the next track. till here, I don't hear any like cool transitions. Everything is too straightforward. I will stop the rhythm, remove some kicks, make a drum fill, some synth fill. You know, just make something interesting to break the repetitive flow. The main lead, I think, is too flat. The ba arp. You can maybe give it more reverb, work on its stereo imaging. Maybe you can just automate several parameters such as cutoff, stereo imaging, even delay reverb. Yeah, so maybe you can give it a little bit of more sidechain. So let's make a groove, you know, something that we can feel. I think it's good. The vibe is nice. The atmosphere is good, but it's not floating enough. It's not taking me to the vibe. It's a little bit of too straight. Again, like in this part, just make something different, you know, just break the chain and give me something, give me some sound that is developing and progressing in time. Like this part. I will bring some background stuff, snares, risers, that kind of stuff, so that you can make more tension before releasing it. Yes, man, the current idea is good. I would finish this one, but now it's too straightforward. Just try to work on transitions and the sounds, automations. Just make this track a living thing, you know? And yeah, good job, congrats. We are going to the next track.
Just wake me up when it's all over. Wake me up again. When the feeling gets too much and you feel there's nothing left, you can't walk without a crutch. When the feeling gets...
I think vocals need some proper de-essing. I think because of you change the pitch and key and tempo, it's lose the quality of it. Maybe you can try different stretch modes. Right now there are some S's in the top region.
It's too much, too much. When the feeling gets too much and you feel there's nothing left,
I kinda remember this FLP is one of my future rave FLPs. Yes, nice job, but I will start with drop, just only kick and bass, you know. Don't give me claps and hi-hats. It should be in the second part of the drop. At first, just give me the melody and just the kick and bass, you know. Then in the second part, you can bring the other drums.
wake me up when it's all over. When the feeling gets too much and you feel that.
You know, maybe in the second break, you can have a kick with high cut, and it can like boom, boom, boom. Like in the really deep region, it can add a really cool vibe to the second break.
There's not too much.
And try to make some different variations on the second drop. It's a really decent track, man. Just you can send me if you work on the feedbacks. I can take another listen to it. But yeah, nice job. I think in terms of mixdown, everything is fighting with each other. Make sure you are having a correct side chain. You cut the lows of the synths. And yeah, right now, the main melody coming from here. It has too much low mids and bass, and it's conflicting with the background stuff. And it's like going with the same in the drop. The melodies are good. There are no problems with the notes and stuff, but the mixing, I think you gotta start with kick and bass, add the main lead, and make sure they sound good. They are floating enough. They have correct sidechain. The leads are sidechained correctly. And then add the other background stuff one by one. So make sure what's causing the problem. Right now, it's a little bit of too crowded and every instrument sounds like rushing. And yeah, they are fighting with each other. And also you can fill the second break a little bit more. Maybe you can have a main melody, even the drop melody with some pluck. It can play the main melody in the break section, in the second break section. Or you can have a vocal or vocal chop or some phrase, something like that, to give an identity to that part. It's a little bit too ambient for me. If you solve the mixdown problems, you can send me back so I can take another listen. Okay, let's go to the next track. So the intro and the drop sounds same. Maybe you can have less element in the intro and have more element in the drop, so you can create a contrast between them. Also, you need some sweep downs, sweep ups. Right now it's a little bit too dry to my ear. For example, in this part you can have big white noise, something like that. And again, in the drop you can have exhaust sounds, something like that. I think you have a really catchy bam 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 bam. It's really catchy tech house bass line. I like the kick bass and the drums and the bass line, but the idea a bit empty now and a bit too repetitive. I think it's the hardest part with the tech house. It's like it's so hard to make it less repetitive and more interesting. Yeah. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times same drop. Maybe you can just even copy some other tracks arrangements and see what that track making using which instruments on which parts. It can really helpful. Okay, now we are going to the last track of today. You know, it's 16 seconds, but just give me more FX. Like if this is like a starting with a transition to the track, give me more FX. Make it more big tension. So after you releasing it on the break, it's gonna be so much better. Like go crazy with delay in here, for example. Give it more reverb, more washout effect, give it some riser. felt a bit empty. You can have more background stuff. You can have a bigger sweep or a white noise that just plays some rhythm. Sometimes it can be silent. Sometimes it can be like an offbeat hi-hat. Just give me more ear candy. But the vibe is good. The vocals are nice. The bass line, I like this kind of plucky basses. For example, in the second part of the drop, you can have bigger drums. Right now, everything is pushed to back. Maybe you can have some ARP or something in the second break, so it's give a little bit of movement to it. It's nice, the contrast between two drops, like two separate rhythms, they sound really good. Yes man, I think the track is nice. Just work and keep the things interesting in the second break, and also mix bigger your drums, and I think it's done. It's really nice track. Good job. And yeah, today that was it. I think I listened all of the demos. I'm gonna probably in next 10 days I'm gonna have another feedback session. So if you don't want to lose it, you can join the Discord, link in the description. And also just join the Discord. You know, we are having a good community in here, almost with 500 producers. So today that was it. I hope these feedbacks are useful for you. Thanks for watching guys. See you on the next video. Bye bye.